It's just a matter of prioritizing what's important for you. And this was important for me. It's been something I've been struggling with for years. Struggles before even looking into Tantra was sexual stamina. There's that aspect. There was also self-esteem issues that just were not getting solidified in my life. You have a gift of insight, and I can feel it when you speak, and I can feel that because I'll get insights by working with you.
Mm.
It's been vastly different from other things that I've tried. I can, those light bulbs, you know, they didn't just happen out of nowhere, coincidence, as I spoke about earlier. It was meant to happen. And I saw results, tangible, measured results. And before it was kind of hit and miss, and there were some other programs that were focused solely on orgasm control, which is always pressing the $1 million point. And in
Mm.
our first talk, he said that hold on with that. That's that could be that could be dangerous for you. Could be affect your health. I can just tap into that energy body, and I'll walk a little bit slower. I can feel my hips release a little bit on erect length was quarter inch, erect girth, quarter inch, flaccid length, half inch. And that's just 8 weeks. So my commitment is keep going full year, do the math. That's some nice results. You have to put in the time. You'll find the time. Make it a priority because it should be a priority. It's your life. We only have one go around on this crazy planet. So why not make the best of it versus there's this TV show I want to watch, or something that just does not matter. Struggles before even looking into Tantra was sexual stamina. And I looked into, well, there's that aspect. There was also self-esteem issues that just were not, getting solidified in my life. I knew there was something missing. So call it my inner journey led me towards Tantra, and I started looking up a number of programs. I did some things on my own. And I just was not, I didn't feel as if what I was working on was complete, sort of, I guess you could say, scattered in a way. And once I had my first talk with you, I really felt this is a complete program for my issues. What I wanted was self-esteem, how
Mm.
to correct that officially, and also and how that correlates with my mental, emotional, and physical body. And we had talked about some things dealing with self-esteem, where it came from, and um, and then there's the physical, the stamina issues, the my goals of wanting to eventually not ejaculate or ejaculate when I want to, have that control.
Mm.
And your program really aligned with everything that I was looking for.
Mm. And those are some great goals. What were there those the goals that you also set for yourself during this program, or did you have additional goals?
No, those were the goals that I wanted. The stamina,
Mm-hmm.
working on my self-esteem, where those trace back to. And I always had a question of, is that where it comes from or not? And
Mm.
um, week to week to week, I kept having these little light bulbs go off that I'm on the right track, because that is it. So there was the confidence in knowing that inner search, I'm on the right track. But and then you laid out specific directions on how I reach those goals, or at least this is where it started. This is what to focus on. This is how I move forward. And
Mm.
there's no guessing game. There's no, well, this, maybe that, maybe, and other things I had looked into. So um, everything just fit perfect. It was really, I don't know if I want to say coincidental, because someone had told me there's nothing coincidental in our journey. I'm where I need to be because I need to be there.
Yeah. And you mentioned light bulbs. What were some of, you also said like epiphanies during the program. I remember like many times like, I just had an epiphany. Like, could you talk about those?
Yeah, there's a number of things that went back to, I had a good childhood, I had a good family, but there were specific moments when I can trace back to things that have affected me from that point on as a little boy into adulthood. Now, maybe some people naturally kind of work themselves out of it. For some reason, I was stuck there. And you would call that shadow work. So you would also explain that some things that affected me, which were trauma, and I didn't have, physical trauma, but there was mental and emotional trauma, and that held me stuck and in a specific mindset of where my mind went to, I can't do this because, but I never knew where that came from. I had some maybe guesses and things, but it was really talking with you that right there, that is it. And a lot of times your questions would sort of bring me to that place where I realized it myself. It'd be one thing if you were to say, oh, that's it, and then you just told me stuff, but me finding it and me talking and, oh, that's when I really got it, when it came from me, but you led me there, level. So within your program, it's, a well-balanced human being in my personal experience has all those levels balanced out. Now, I've always focused on, for the most part, the physical level, being in shape. I negated, oftentimes, not all the time, say the nutritional level, which I did not expect from the program, but I got it. Another thing on the physical level, which was the male enhancement, the joking. I did not expect that. And I always thought, oh, well, maybe that's just, programs online or people trying to sell you something, but following a specific blueprint that you laid out, I saw results. Same thing with the emotional and spiritual levels. I really believe the mental and emotional work that we have done, the different meditations, that aligns with the spirit, and that helped with me having these, so-called epiphanies, light bulbs, connecting the dots, as I called them, and everything just tied in together, and I could see incremental growth. Now it's, I've often said we live in a society that everyone wants the magic pill. Well, it takes work and it takes effort, and it's little by little. It's not an overnight process, but it takes determination and a self-commitment. And you had laid out little self-commitments, and I didn't really realize what you're doing. Take, for example, the meditations of counting to 7. And I had asked another member within the group, like, okay, what's this really all about? And then he helped me understand controlling your mind controls your body, your energy body. Oh, there was another one. And so even with, work with other members, as you had laid out with accountability groups, I even got more of those epiphanies. So it wasn't just, the work, it was working with others and having an outlet to open up, and not just open up, but that opening up turns into self-learning and more awareness.
Great. So it did meet your expectations?
Yeah, that and, expectations I wasn't expecting. There's some things in there like I thought, okay, well, yeah, I'll learn about myself and I'll learn about energy and flowing it through the body and things that I had expected, but there was other things in the program I didn't necessarily consider would be a part of that,
Mm.
and that instrumentally helped my growth as well. Before, it was sort of inconsistent, and now when I work with my energy in my body, it's consistent. I can get into that mindset where of the visualization, the breathing, the point of where that's it. There's where the energy flows up. And before, it was kind of hit and miss, and there were some other programs that were, not to talk bad about them, but focus solely on, let's say, for example, orgasm control, which is always pressing the $1,000,000 point. And in
Mm.
our first talk, he said that hold on with that. That could be dangerous for you. Could be affect your health.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, that's one of the things I absolutely needed, because I wasn't sure. Like, I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
this necessarily feels right. So I changed
Yeah.
my approach, and I could absolutely feel the difference.
Mm. Awesome. So great to hear that, Nick, and to see that, also to see your progress in, experiencing that feeling, that sensation. What were some of your biggest breakthroughs during the program?
Big breakthrough. A lot of it was that mental and emotional, the shadow work, the connecting the dots of, well, how did I get here? How did I sort of, in my mind, feel like, am I misaligned? How am I? And my negative mind would always go to, in some way, I'm broken. I'm not broken. I just need to trace back the steps of where things originated and go from there. So a lot of those, and you call them the shadow work, the where did those limiting belief patterns start, and that's where it does start. And then, so with specific, meditations and awareness of where my mind is going, and this could be, throughout the day, throughout my energy practice, that this is how I get back on track. This is where I learn to refocus and direct my mind. Is where your attention goes, your energy flows. If my energy is going into the negative, well, my
Mm.
whole body, mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, everything is going to go negative, and I can stop that and then redirect my practice. And I can even feel it in my everyday walking life, where I can just tap into that energy body, and I'll walk a little bit slower. I'll walk a little bit with more, I can feel my hips release a little bit. I can walk a little bit more relaxed, and I can feel it. It may not necessarily be a huge shift, but often those little subtle shifts are really the things that I wasn't aware of, because they are subtle. But I have to tap into my own energy to realize what's going on, to be aware.
Mm. Beautiful. So more awareness in your daily life, and also taking more time for yourself. So that sounds like increase in self-love.
I was just thinking that, yeah, I should have mentioned self-love, and that's something I never did. I'm always thinking of, well, this is wrong with me, this is how I change it, or this is how I look at trying to change it, and always thinking what's wrong with me versus, I love myself. Look in the mirror, I love you. There's so many different things I can do. If I can even just throughout my day, even just enjoy, could be just a few seconds of whatever view I'm looking at, sunset, the ocean, just to thank you. And there's that self-love, taking time for me, not just what I can always do and accomplish. It's just take some time for me. And your all your exercises, if I take that mindset of, this is for me, and again, little mental shift of not something, oh, I have to do it because it's in the program, blah, blah, blah. No, this is for me. This whole thing is for me. If I focus on me, the people and things around me get better.
Exactly. It's so gratifying, hearing you talking about this and having this, realization and, shift in like from thinking negatively about yourself to, embracing more of, loving yourself. So that makes me really happy to hear, and, I've gone through the same journey, and to see you doing the same, it's just amazing. So thanks for sharing that. I love that. And going back to something you said a bit earlier about male enhancement, was that also one of your big breakthroughs?
Yeah, it was a big breakthrough, and I was thinking, okay, I've sort of tried this before, but I didn't put in the commitment. I didn't put in the sustained effort, and like everything's coincidental, aligning with your program, everything, sustained effort, commitment to yourself, commitment to your work, your practice, you will see results. You put in the work, you get the results. So it was a regimen, still is, and I saw results, tangible, measured results. I wasn't necessarily expecting that because I was skeptical. Does it really work? And you don't know until you actually try it. And so I had results of, with just in the 8 week, because that was my measurement from start, then 8 weeks on erect length was 1/4 inch, erect girth 1/4 inch, flaccid length 1/2 inch, and that's just 8 weeks. So my commitment is keep going, full year, do the math. That's some nice results.
Awesome, man. Thanks for sharing. That's great.
Yeah.
Keep going. Yeah, like you said, put in the hard work, and you had that gift, coming into this program already. I guess maybe as a personal trainer, whatever, how to motivate yourself, and what requires to actually get somewhere. And I think that's a really important quality to have, and you really had it before. You didn't need an extra push to get there and to understand that. So I think that really helped you to get all these great results that you were seeing, and getting them fast as well. So good work, Nick.
Yeah, thank you. And it's really a matter of how bad do I want it to. And one thing I noticed was, okay, it takes time. There's a number of practices, whether it's meditations, exercises, watching videos. When in doubt, just get up a little earlier, so I can create the time. If I'm fully committed, I'll find a way. And that's really what kind of makes the difference. It would be easy to say, well, I don't have time, I didn't get to this, I didn't get to that. Well, did I make time? What did I do with that extra time? Now it's there. You just have to look at your schedule and make it work. It'll work. It's just a matter of prioritizing what's important for you. And this was important for me. It's been something I've been struggling with for years. And it's time to make a difference, make a change.
That's what I'm seeing again and again. If a man comes to the point of like, I had enough, I can't stand this situation any longer, I will do anything necessary to get out of it and to transform myself. If someone really got to that point, the transformation is like that. It's quick, because the desire is burning. And when that is, such a strong impulse, we go for things full on. It's a top priority. That's why I love to work with people like that, and that's why I love to having you on this course, because you had that fire and you were just, you know, doing everything. And that's the only thing I'm not capable of handling. I can't force anyone if they don't want to do it, right? I can lay out the steps and be like, here, follow these steps and you will get to the end result, to the goals that you want, but I can't force you. So when people like you come on board and you're just like, okay, step 1, let's do it. Step 2, let's do it. And then the same consistency throughout the whole program, it's just wonderful to work in
Thank
those
you.
conditions.
And I feel, looking back over the course of the program, it's one of the main things that does make a difference. You know, you have to put in the time. You'll find the time. Make it a priority, because it should be a priority. It's your life. We only have one go around on this crazy planet, so why not make the best of it versus, there's this TV show I want to watch, you know, or something that just does not matter. But I'll think it matters, but no. Why did I put in the commitment? Remind myself, here we go, put in the work. It's not like I hate to say the word work, because I enjoyed doing it. It was for me. So sometimes the word work has a little bit of a negative mindset to it.
Right.
But it wasn't like that. It not like, oh, I have to do this. It was, yeah, these are my goals. This is how I get there.
Passionate effort, maybe. Passionate work.
Yeah, better way to put it.
And I love the way you speak. I think you will be a great coach when you get to finally do it on full time. You know, you're going to be amazing and motivating people if you speak like this, you know.
Thank you. And I'll keep you posted. And maybe I'll send you some stuff. Just get your opinion, see what you think. And so,
for sure, do it.
I think you have a gift of insight, and I can feel it when you speak. And I can feel that because I'll get insights by working with you. It's been vastly different from other things that I've tried. You know, those light bulbs, you know, they didn't just happen out of nowhere, coincidence, as I spoke about earlier. It was meant to happen. If it was supposed to be different, it would be, but you know, this has been in line with my goals. And it's happening, and I can see those little epiphanies are clear indications. Keep going. You're on the right track.
Thanks for sharing that. Go straight to the heart. Thank you, Nick. And you know, totally keep updating me. Keep sending me the stuff. I would love to, you know, follow your progress and what you're gonna do, and stay in touch for sure. So. Awesome. Is there anything else you would like to say? Did we miss something, or any last thoughts?
You know, I'm looking over. I have some notes here in front of me, and I think we pretty much have covered everything. It's you know, the last thing, just a big, huge thank you to you once again. You know, I've said before, I know it may sound like a broken record at the end of our talks, but it's thank you, because your guidance is guiding me where I want to go. And, you know, I got what I needed when I needed it.
Thank you, brother. Much love to you. Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing all of these things. I really enjoyed talking to you.
Enjoyed talking to you too. Thank you, Steffo.
Awesome. Bye-bye.